my name is Belwin, and today we're going to be going into the first part of the move series, which is concealment. Now, why do I say this is a movement thing? That's because you use it to move efficiently and tactically, right? So there are three major components to every special operations guy or military, and it's can you shoot, can you move, and can you communicate? If you can do those three things, you'll probably make it as a military personnel. Now, why are things seen? Or better, why are you seen? In real life, in the game, or in any other part of FPS, right? Maybe airsoft, could be. So there are 6 reasons, and I'll discuss the theoretics behind it and how does it relate to the game and what are the most important things you can counter with, right? Okay, so the first thing is shape. Certain shapes don't come back in nature. The glint at the scope, the metallic glare of your weapon that is brand new and not camouflaged, yeah, that'll stand out. Helmets, anything that's not camouflaged or doesn't have nature elements on it, it'll stand out because it's not normal in nature. Humans are hardwired to see that stuff. Why are they hardwired to see that stuff? It's because humans are hunters. If you walk around in nature, we're hardwired to see things that are either dangerous or might be prey. Things that stand out probably is danger, right? Spiders, shiny back, 8 legs. A lot of people don't like them. It's because they stand out from the normal things that you encounter in nature, right? All right. Shape, silhouette. A silhouette is important mostly because of the contrast. If you stand on top of a building and there's a bright blue sky behind you, doesn't matter what kind of camouflage you have, unless it's translucent, you'll make sure you're contrasting the background. It's very easy for snipers to look for that. They see like a little small head, the shoulders on top of a building. We call that skyline, by the way. You're probably dead if they see that, or you have to be very quick. Or the sniper has to be really bad. Silhouette. The third one is texture. The texture is, I can go into very fine details, but the most important thing is make sure your camouflage works. If you don't have camouflage, make sure you do have it, because without it, you're seen. That's why people spray each other before going to the gulag. It's not just because it's fun, it's because the brain reacts quicker to yellow and reds than it does to camouflage. It happens. Now the fourth thing is shadow. Now shadow can be your friend, but can also be your enemy. If you stand somewhere and your shadow is cast on someone else or in someone's view, then they'll see you. If you stand in shadow too far back, it might actually be disadvantageous to your whole surrounding. So make sure when using shadows, it's your friend and not your enemy. Fifth reason, spacing. Now spacing is not as important in games, so I won't go into that, but if you're together with friends and you're hooked up on each other like a kind of cauliflower, people will notice that quicker because one, you're moving, and that's the next point, and secondly, there's this spacing between you guys, and that's noticeable. Now the 6th reason is movement. We are hardwired to look at things that are moving. If you're in a fight and you're in a high stress situation, movement is going to be the thing that you'll be trying to look for. This is not conscious, right? It's not something you can control. You're looking for movement because A, they're running away from you, B, they're running towards you. Danger, and pray, remember? And so what happens if people are in high stress situations, they get tunnel vision. You've heard that phrase before, right? If you use that to your advantage, you stand somewhere safe and use shadows and you conceal yourself, people will probably run past you. I've had it. My brain is just dead. I've had it happen to me a lot of times, and I'll try and get some footage on it and make sure you'll see that it works. So those are the 6 main reasons. Now, what are the most important ones? The most important ones are these. Movement, top one. People look for movement. I'll go into a special video on stalking. How do you approach a target? So that's that, movement. The second one is texture. I'm not saying you shouldn't dress however you like. I'm not saying you shouldn't go for pink weapons or pink helicopter. If you like that, if you get a lot of kills with that, then go ahead and have fun. But if you want to apply military tactics, then texture matters. Make sure your camo and your weapon are camouflaged as well, and they're fitting to your environment. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to fit. So it has to fit. So what do I mean by that? Well, there are some rules on camouflage, but the most important thing you have to know is don't go extra, right? There's a fine line, and the answer is probably a little bit in the middle. If you go too bright, you'll stand out like a neon sign. If you go too dark, people will also see you. So people think in urban areas they should go dark, because when there's shadows, they won't be seen like a ninja. But it's far better to take a dark to medium gray, because that blends in much better than pure black. Same goes for desert. There are, in the game at least, there are some sandy environments, but they're not really bright desert. So try and combine green, yellows, browns, nature colors. Yeah, the whole Danish thing with the faded nature-like colors. Make sure that you lock those in. And if you choose a place to stay at, make sure it fits your camouflage. So that's the second one. And the third one is shape. And I guess it's a bit of shape of silhouette. If it doesn't fit in nature, then it will be noticed. So for example, if you're on top of a mountain and you go out of prone, you stand up suddenly. If there's a sniper or someone looking in a general direction, doesn't matter how far, they'll see you. Doesn't mean they get your headshot right away, but they will see you and you might be dead in the following seconds. Right, so those are the things. In the next video, I'll go straight into concealment. So on basis of these theoretics, really, how do you use it? So how do you go from point A to B, and how do you blend in with the environment? The blending in part is really the next video. So that's that. Thank you for watching. Take care.